Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before God, Yahweh, and man. And by both doeth one commit iniquity, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth to sell his soul, because while he liveth, he casteth away his own bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And when the man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts, and worms. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashai, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, Shalom to the hopeful elect, and seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered abroad amongst the heathen. Some looking like the heathen, beginning with 144,000. Preachers, teachers, and prophets, Shalom. And you see the pride of these devils, adding more injury, adding more harm to other nations, especially down there in Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, who are Israelites for the majority. All right, Northern Kingdom. All right, these Edomites are full of pride, and pride is hateful before God and man. And you see why this place is going down, man. All right, because of unrighteous dealings and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is being translated from one people to another. All right, so we're witnessing prophecy play out, man. We're witnessing the downfall of America. Everything that America's doing, the elites are using Trump. Trump is the face. All right, and what we're witnessing is the downfall of America, man. A transition of power. All right, from Esau to Jacob. All right, from the so-called white people to the so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. When America go down, they will inherit creeping things, meaning death, destruction. All right? This is why America is hated. All right? Check this out.
I used to pay $1,041 a year for home insurance. It was way too much.
Developing this morning.
These people are bullets. As a matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Ecclesiasticus 4 and 2. It says, I started one. Hey, because America, Trump, these Edomites swear out America was founded upon biblical principles. No, they use Christianity. And their form of Christianity is plantation Christianity, the doctrine of discovery. I wonder how many of y'all actually looked that up. Because we mention it quite often through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Alright? But they claim to hold the Bible as their way of living, which they're a bunch of hypocrites. But you see, they'll do everything the opposite. Hey, they talking about them going to Nigeria, well, a couple months back, because in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, they were killing all these Christians. Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all some damn hypocrites. All right? It says, I'm going to start at 1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man. Turn not away thy eye from the needy, and give him an occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. So Yahweh Shema Shai are most definitely listening to the cry of the Israelites, beginning with the cries of the saints, the elect of Israel, being oppressed. Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai is looking down at how these Edomites are running the earth, and it's very disappointing. Hey, that's why you get real quick, second Esdras, also going to Revelation 8. Let's get the second Esdras real quick. Remember, Yahweh Shema Shai is listening to the sighs and the cries, man, of the elect. Second Esdras, chapter 15, and 7. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So remember, Yahweh Shema Shai hear the prayers of the saints, and will not be comforted until the prayers are answered. I believe that's Ecclesiastes 36, or either the 34th chapter. It says, and therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. You see? So let's just, I believe it's Ecclesiastes 36. Yep, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, verse 17. O Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, hear the prayer of thy servants, according to the blessing of Aaron over thy people, that all they which dwell upon the earth may know that thou art the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, the eternal God. You see? So Yahweh Shema Shai is hearing the prayers of the saints. That's another one. Is it in this chapter? Let me see. Here it is, 35. I mean, it's a piece of honey herbal candy for my throat, y'all. Yeah, I was out there in that air today. So sorry about that. It says, Ecclesiastes 35 and 13. Remember, hey, the earth is crying too. All right? The earth is crying for the manifestation for the sons of God to come back, man. All right? Everything out of order. The earth itself, the plants, the animals, the trees. Well, that's plants, but the water, the people, the elements, the nations. Ecclesiastes 35 and 13. He will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed. That's the nation of Israel. Hey, like I said, all the earth is oppressed. But Yahweh Shema Shai is really only listening to the prayers of the saints. There's no really only. He's only listening to the prayers of the saints. Remember, the world was created for our sakes. All right? And we supposed to be running the show. But hey, we got next though. That's why this place is going down. It says, he will not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow, when she poured out her complaint. That's the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. Do not the tears run down the widow's cheek, the nation of Israel, and is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall? He that serveth the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach into the clouds. You see? So Yahweh Shema Shai is listening to the cries and the sighs of the elect of Israel for all the abominations that be done in the midst of the earth, man. The prayer of the humble pierces the clouds until it come nigh. He will not be comforted and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. You see? So this is why we get excited when these prophecies play out, man. Because Yahweh Shema Shai is answering our prayers. For the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. So, hey, the breaking down of this kingdom. That's why this place is going down. Yahweh Shema Shai is answering the prayers of the saints, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, you see the Israelites, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. You see, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, as clouds of rain in the time of drought. All right? Ecclesiastes 4 and 4, reject not the, no, that's it. And 6, for if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. You see that? And so, these Edomites are unfit to rule the earth. And a bunch of damn bullies. They're trash. And you see why they have no allies, man. You see why everyone hates them. Look at them. Head up high, proud as hell. And they're going to get destroyed, man. All right? They're going to get destroyed. So remember, hey, the destruction of America is prophecy. That's the end of America and these Edomites ruling. All right? Yeah, we got a video on that too. All right? Now check this out. Trump warns Cuba to make a deal before it's too late, following Maduro's ousting. That's a threat. All right? Now we're going to play the other video concerning 25% tariffs on anybody dealing with Iran. And who deal with Iran the most? China. Therefore, hey, things, if he pushes this through, everything's going to go up even more.
Developing this morning, President Trump now urging Cuba to come to the table and make a deal after the capture of Nicolas Maduro. He says the island nation will not receive any more help from Venezuela, which was their main oil supplier. President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, Cuba lived for many years on large amounts of oil and money from Venezuela. Venezuela now has the United States of America, the most powerful military in the world, to protect them, and protect them we will. There will be no more oil or money going to Cuba, zero. I strongly suggest they make a deal before it is too late.
We're talking to Cuba, and you'll find out pretty soon. And one of the things I want taken care of, and one of the groups I want taken care of, are the people that came from Cuba that were forced out or left under duress, and they're great citizens of the United States right now. You have a lot of people forced out of Cuba unfairly, so we're going to take care of, most importantly right now, we're going to take care of the people that came from Cuba that are American citizens or in our country.
Now, Cuba's government enabled Maduro to continue his brutal power regime, with Cuba's military providing security for Maduro in exchange for oil. Trump said Venezuela no longer needs protection from thugs and extortionists who held them hostage for so many years.
Now let's get this video right here. Let's get this joint right here. Where is it? Dang, this it.
President Trump minutes ago posted.
Yeah, here it is. Damn, here it is. Which one the longest? Let's get this one right here. This one right here got more meat. Final 25% tariff. Check this out. Trump announced 25% tariff on Iran trading nations.
Welcome back to.
Hey, this place is just going down the drain. Hey, all because of what? His pride. That covetous man.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Shauna Kalafi. We're continuing to follow the situation in Iran as hundreds of people, according to activists, have been killed in protests there. Now President Trump putting this out on social media. This is from the White House, saying effective immediately, any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. This order is final and conclusive from President Donald Trump. So President Trump announcing that 25% tariff on any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran. And of course, we know those protests within Iran continue, as well as here in the U.S., calling for regime change and an end to the Islamic Republic. We want to show you a little bit of video from some of those protests in Iran right now. The White House is also weighing its options as this unrest in Iran is reaching a boiling point. Those human rights groups saying hundreds of anti-regime protesters have already been killed, thousands jailed. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the latest.
Chaos in cities across Iran. What began as protests over its weakened economy has brought a harsh and deadly crackdown by the regime. Human rights groups estimate hundreds of people have been killed and thousands more have been imprisoned. The government has shut down phone lines and internet. President Trump says the U.S. is prepared to act.
The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options.
The president and his team have reportedly been weighing options ranging from cyber attacks to direct military strikes. Iran has threatened retaliation. But despite the war of words, both sides appear willing to talk.
Iran called to negotiate.
The greatest leverage the regime had just several months ago was their nuclear program, which President Trump and the United States military totally obliterated through Operation Midnight Hammer.
Democrats have denounced the Iranian regime's actions, but want the president to come to Congress before any potential military action.
They are fighting for their own freedom and for a new type of country. So we should be very thoughtful about how or why or when we get involved. And President Trump should not be using our troops or having boots on the ground without the prior authorization of Congress.
President Trump is reportedly meeting with his national security team Tuesday to go over options. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
We just told you about President Trump imposing a 25% tariff for companies doing business with Iran and the United States. We also have something new from the U.S. Embassy in Iran. They're urging any U.S. citizens within the country to leave. This is what they say. Leave Iran now. Have plan for departing Iran that does not rely on U.S. government help. They say if you cannot leave, find a secure location within your residence or another safe building. Have a supply of food, water, medication, and other essential items. They also warn U.S. citizens within Iran to avoid those demonstrations and to monitor local media for breaking news. However, we know that there is a internet and phone line blackout that has been going on there for several days, so it may be hard for them to receive these communications. The U.S. Embassy in Iran also warning about possible land border closures, although most of those borders still remain open. That could change, though, as this situation escalates. We've also seen many protests here in the U.S. calling for regime change in Iran. One yesterday in L.A. involving a big group of demonstrators and a U-Haul truck driving into that group. We're going to have more on that situation as LAPD is investigating the motive and exactly what happened there. We're going to have more on that coming up later in the show.
See that? America's telling Iran they need to make a regime change. All right, reported on that yesterday with the Iranian guy driving through an Iranian protest in L.A. So hey, that second Evidence 9, man, hey, we're at the end of the world. All right, the end of Esau's empire. And these are the signs. Hey, when the Lord shall begin to visit the earth in which he made. Now check this out right here. Real quick. It's gonna come up on my other phone. I gotta do it like this though. See if it'll come up. Yeah, that's it. Let me see.
We don't think Greenland, Russia, or China will.
Yeah, check this out. Here it is.
We don't think.
It says China finally drops Greenland hammer on Trump, told to stop threatening small nations. You see? So hey, everyone is tired of Trump in America, man. All right, that's why they're gonna blow this place to smithereens. All right, by World War III. Check this out. Then this will be the last one.
Russia or China will. and I'm not letting that happen.
中国在北极
The U.S. should not pursue its own interests by using other countries as a pretext.
China has once again lashed out at Donald Trump amid his threats over Greenland and his hardening posture toward Beijing's ally, Iran, as tensions widen across two regions. China's foreign ministry condemned Trump's annexation-style claims against Greenland, warning that such language destabilizes the Arctic and undermines sovereignty. Beijing hit back at Trump by accusing the United States of using other countries as excuses to pursue its own interests, framing Washington's narrative as self-serving. China's foreign ministry also defended its Arctic activities, insisting its operations are meant for scientific work and promoting peace rather than expanding military influence. It further warned America to fully respect China's right to carry out Arctic operations, signaling it will not accept U.S. pressure or exclusion in the region.
The Arctic concerns the overall interests of the international community. China's activities in the Arctic are aimed at promoting peace, stability, and sustainable development in the region, and are in accordance with international law. The rights and freedoms of all countries to conduct activities in the Arctic in accordance with the law should be fully respected. The U.S. should not pursue its own interests by using other countries as a pretext.
Raven, this is the Mercy Capital Court, powered by artificial intelligence. You're charged with the murder of
Sorry
your
about
wife.
that. Murph didn't hurt her.
By using other countries as a pretext.
China's strong statement comes against the backdrop of Trump's repeated threats over Greenland, which have alarmed both European allies and global rivals. On January 11th, Trump claimed he will not allow China or Russia to take Greenland, presenting the island as a strategic red line for U.S. security. Trump also said he's ready to make a deal with Russia or China, but still wants Greenland, blending negotiation talk with a territorial demand. Speaking to reporters, the U.S. president said, "We don't want Russia or China as our next-door neighbor," tying the issue to proximity and power projection.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also, but we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, there are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way.
Reports have also emerged claiming Trump ordered U.S. Special Forces to draft a Greenland invasion plan, intensifying fears that military options are being discussed. According to the Daily Mail, Trump asked the Joint Special Operations Command for a blueprint, but the report says he faced dissent inside the military. U.S. military figures reportedly warned Trump that Congress would never approve an invasion of Greenland, making any plan politically and legally fraught. Senior U.S. military officials also reportedly told Trump that invading Greenland would be illegal, undercutting the idea that force could be justified. Meanwhile, Russia refueled a Tu-142 Mk aircraft near the North Pole just as Trump doubled down on Greenland, adding another layer of Arctic signaling and brinkmanship. At the same time, China expressed solidarity with ally Iran amid simmering anti-government protests, signaling it does not want Tehran isolated. China said there were no reports of Chinese citizen casualties in Iran, but it still cautioned nationals to remain vigilant and stay safe in Tehran. The Chinese embassy also opened consular hotlines for nationals affected by the unrest, especially for those who may be trapped by disruptions and security closures.
China hopes that the Iranian government and people will be able to overcome the current difficulties and maintain national stability. China always opposes interference in other countries' internal affairs, maintains that the sovereignty and security of all countries should be fully protected under international law, and opposes the use or threat of use of force in international relations. We call on all parties to do something conducive to peace and stability in the Middle East. China is closely following developments in Iran and has not received any reports of Chinese casualties in Iran. China will make every effort to ensure the safety and protection of Chinese citizens in Iran. We also advise the Chinese citizens there to pay close attention to the local security situation and take necessary measures to ensure their personal safety. If assistance is needed, they may contact the Chinese embassy in Iran or call the Consular Protection Hotline.
This Chinese messaging comes as Trump has threatened to strike Iran over potential crackdown on protesters, raising the risk of escalation beyond rhetoric.
So there you have it. Hey, this place going down, man. And the economy hit the joint. It's over for this place, man. It's over. Hey, stay pretty for names and how about Shema Shalom.